Good morning. This is my commentary to Sustainability Modeling lecture number 8. In this lecture, we discuss a model that's known in the literature as Wonderland. And one of the things that I like about this model is the formulation, population, nature, the economy, and pollution. Okay, so this one introduces pollution explicitly, although as I make in my commentary in the lecture, I'm not sure that it's included in an effective enough fashion. One of the reasons, and I speculate why the model is called Wonderland, is because it's very difficult to deplete nature. And as you'll see, the model formulation doesn't account really explicitly for nature consumption. Rather, it accounts for different rates of nature's ability to regenerate itself. So that generates what I think are a little bit of unrealistic dynamics. There's also an issue with the number of parameters that the model has, so I'm not terribly convinced. However, because it's pretty cited in the literature, I thought it would be a nice contrast to show as compared to Handy, for example, which we saw last time. So I think another piece that is nice about this model is that it goes through these scenarios. A dream scenario, a nightmare scenario, an escape scenario. So I mean, those things are nice and useful to see. So I want you to, as with the other models that we've been developing, to take a look at the model very, very carefully, to play with it, and, change some parameters, see what insight you get. If any insights that you get, you post back on our discussion page. It'll be useful to see what you guys find out. Okay, so that's going to be my commentary with respect to Wonderland. Moving on to some bookkeeping items. Assignment number 1 is due this week on Friday, the 8th of March. So I hope you guys are wrapping that up by this time, and I'm looking forward to seeing your review papers on Friday. Please don't be late. So we need to really keep this moving forward. Sometime this week, I'm going to post the guidelines for assignment number 2, which is your term project, and you really want to get working on that as quickly as possible. So let's wrap up this thing this week on assignment number 1. The other bookkeeping item has to do with our Dropbox account. So some of you are complaining, and I made a comment last week. I've got some more comments this week about Dropbox folders getting full. The best thing to do at this point, if your Dropbox is full, is just to deselect the class. Just get out of the folders and work with the folders online. Just download whatever you need. I think the other thing that's happening that I noticed today is that there's some of you who are making Vensim runs on the class Dropbox folder, which means that the folders in the lecture, so I'm seeing, for example, the lecture 4 Dropbox folder getting full of models, and so I think that's contributing to the Dropbox is getting full. So what I'll ask you to do, please, is to, if you're going to I want you to run the models, please do that, but run them outside of Dropbox. Okay, so pull these files to another directory and only put on Dropbox whatever results you think you want to share with everybody else. I don't want to see all these Dropbox and Vensim files in the Dropbox, and neither do you. So for instance, when I prepare a lecture, I do not put everything that I do on Dropbox. I just put whatever I want to share with you. So you should do the same. So whatever runs you're making, whatever models you're playing with, that's great. I encourage you to do that, but please do this outside of Dropbox. And if you want to share something specifically, like one file, a graph, or anything, then you put that on Dropbox and put a little note on Facebook that you did this, so we can actually follow it up. And that way, it's becomes a much better share experience for everybody. Okay, so I hope this clarifies. I hope you have a good week, that you enjoy the Wonderland lecture, and again, that you continue to post your comments and discussions on our Dropbox folder. Okay, have a good week.